I would say to myself, if I could turn the clock back, don't let anything be an excuse. What Charles Regal said, don't let anything be an excuse. Put him on his own self-support, self-sufficiency right from the very start. I mean, when he's young in public school, 7, 8 is when he's reached a point where he can listen, where he can communicate, get him because of all the when you assess him, when you do the self-assessment of the child, and you're asking the questions. Do you date? Do you masturbate? Have you ever been concerned about your physical and your sexual size? Have you ever felt inferior? How do you know? Have you ever compared? Have you ever been told so and so on and so forth? When you ask that question and watch the reaction, watch the responses you get to it, and to analyze them from the point of view of continence, phenotype, temperament, appearance, proportions, etc., uh, personality in action, a phenotype, behavior in action, and you test his memory, his resilience, his mental and physical toughness. You train for that. All that can be trained for. This is how environment can, must, and will overcome biology and genetic limitations, compensations, transmuting, and so on and so forth. So you really have to be trained and recorded. Everything you do has to be referenced and recorded for records. If you don't record, if you don't observe, if you don't continuously observe what you're recording and go on observing and develop the ability to produce the Sartrean mirrors back and forth to know yourself in action and memorialize what you've seen and to develop an alertness, very 360 degrees alertness, good intuitive feel for space and what you're doing, a good ability. These are all objectives and the ability to objectify totally the subjectivity and to develop intelligent, emotional intelligence and functionality. There's so much he has to learn and skill. He's got to train, 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 and it's got to be the Myrna way of life, just like breathing, especially for the short man, transmuting, sublimating, compensating, and he has to develop the will and the skill, Otto Rank, to be able to live with replacements, substitutes, vicarious pretense, tactful avoidances, hypocrisy, and be very comfortable in that world. And be completely and totally self-contained, Bruce, etc. It's that important. It's that vital, in my opinion.